Can someone really not tell where they're releasing farts? Oh yeah! That's the kind of question we're answering today on No Stupid Questions. Welcome to No Stupid Questions, where I scoured the internet for questions that nobody thinks are stupid, because here we answer those questions.
My safe space.
My safe space.
And today, guess what we're gonna be focusing on? Public. Not inside, outside. Not inside, outside, okay? In our house, we say something, inside good, outside bad, okay? Because nobody can hurt me in here. It's nice in here. It's cozy. Today, we're gonna be focusing on being normal in public, which I know as a person in the real world can be awkward for a lot of people, including myself. Oh my God, I've been so awkward sometimes. But let's get into it. How do people deal with boredom before smartphones? Oh, what a question for everyone that had to deal with life before smartphones. I love answering this question. Before smartphones, we would just sometimes stare out the window, think about that one soundtrack to our life, and realize that we weren't in a rom-com or star of a movie. But we would think about things. That's something. We would like talk to people. I wouldn't recommend doing that now because talking to people is super weird. And if you talk to people now, they might look at you and go, no thanks. And then you'd feel a little bit more awkward. Something we actually used to do is before smartphones, we had portable CD players. So back in my day, you would hold the CD player perfectly flat. And if the CD player even jiggled a little bit, it would skip. And that felt bad. So in the back of the bus, I would like have to jump up and down on the speed bumps in the chair, just like to listen to my Linkin Park CDs, Hybrid Theory and Meteora. That's right, we're talking about Linkin Park again. What's the greatest Linkin Park album? Trick question, it's all of them. Yeah, Linkin Park's the best band of all time. Something that some people did was read a book, right? That kind of helps the brain move. So I would recommend that. Pick up a good novella or some sort of short story, right? Maybe you want to do that. We used to play a lot of games when I was a kid. Because what else would we do? We would, play doorknob or ding dong dash, which I don't recommend, but maybe you're a hooligan like I used to be, right? I feel you can feel those hooligan vibes coming off of me, right? I bet you can. Or like, we would also play the game that you all just lost. Oops. Do kids still play that game, by the way? I'm not sure. Can somebody in the comments tell me if kids play the game? Because you all just lost the game. Boom! Nailed it. All right, next question. I was jogging in a hoodie and sweatpants. I saw a woman coming the opposite direction as I was jogging, and she immediately went from walking to running. I can't help but feel like she was running away from me. This is such a classic awkward question and awkward scenario to put yourself in, and you don't even put yourself in these situations. I mean, being a grown man, we're scary. We're scarier than bears, okay? We've all read this. We've all known this. If you ask any woman, would you rather be in the backseat with a bear or a grown man? They'll choose bear.
A bear.
A bear?
Yeah.
It probably sounds like, she was probably just exercising too and just decided to like run after a nice stretch maybe. But listen, if you find yourself behind a woman, maybe just accept that you're gonna be defined as a little creepy and do your best to not think too much about it, okay? Do your best to make that person comfortable, okay? You just want to sort of aura yourself in a calming aura of, I am not a threat. I am not a threat. I am not a threat. I would honestly just run past her more quickly and just not look back, not think about it, not even remotely engage or look at or anything. Just be by yourself. You are yourself. You know that you are on a jog and you are a safe person. That's the big thing, right? Just if you cover yourself in an aura of safety, then I'm sure that woman will feel safer, okay? That's what I've had to do in the past. And it's awkward, but it's part of being an adult. It's part of not, sometimes there are awkward situations that you really can't avoid, and that really is one of them. So my best advice is just don't worry about it. Try not to worry about it. I know it's really hard, and I know you're gonna be thinking, oh God, I freaked that person out. And you probably did, because you exist. That happens sometimes. Maybe just wear a sign that says, I'm chill. No, don't do that. Don't do that either. Don't do that either. Okay, let's move on. Let's go on. Question three. Can some people really not tell when they're releasing farts? Yeah, some people really can't tell. Me, sometimes I can't tell if I'm releasing farts. I don't have a stomach. And sometimes they just creep out. They just slowly go, oh no. After I had my stomach removed, I was told that my farts were gonna be rank. That first week, I had to literally put an air purifier in my bedroom. And I had to apologize to my wife a bunch. But my wife still is my wife. She did not leave me, which is pretty cool. Really happy about that. And then we had a second daughter. And guess what? Things happen to you in postpartum that you're not aware of as a dude. And one of them is, sometimes you can't really control how your muscles work down there. And sometimes the muscles get a little bit looser than you intended. And sometimes farts creep out, okay? Reading one of the comments, I have a coworker who farts constantly throughout the day. She claims she can't smell them and she doesn't even know when it's happening. Let's just go to Google just to make sure, okay? Not being able to feel when you're passing gas often relates to a reduced sensation in the anal canal. The muscles that control the exit may be less tight, making it difficult to feel small amounts of gas passing. Yeah, sometimes that happens. The point is to not shame that person. If they're releasing gas and they talked about it and they know that they're doing it, they're doing their best, just don't shame them. Do your best. Do your best to just be like, yeah. What a burrito I had yesterday. And then maybe you fart with them. Maybe just start farting with them. Maybe you get like a society of farters in the office, and you all get an office together and you release gas as much as you want, and you constantly have an air purifier on and a window open. And you never take meetings in your office. Always request meetings outside your office because you're farting all the time. That's probably a little bit smelly. I think it'd be funny if there was an office of farters, and then you could all go out and hang out together and talk about how you fart sometimes, or not talk about it because it's completely normal. I think we learned a lot about your coworker today, about me, about my family situation, and I think that we should all just maybe give ourselves a little grace. Amazing grace. If you're in that situation and you're friends with the coworker, and you've been friends with them for a while, maybe it's okay to ask them, like, hey, do you know you're farting? And, maybe then you get a call from HR and you lose your job. So don't do that, actually. Don't do that. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good for today. Questions answered, shame not given, enjoyment had by everyone. Thanks for watching. Okay, see you in the next one, YouTube. Bye!